Hello and welcome everyone, this is Saran. New World October developer update is out and I'm super excited. It's quite a long video, so let's do another overview of most important information.
On the current roadmap that's announced, leaderboards were promised and we missed that date. I just want to let everyone know we are working on leaderboards. It was a combination of some priority shifts and some problems we ran into creating it. It's still being actively worked on, and when it's ready, we're going to release it.
I know many people were waiting for leaderboards. I don't mind if it's being delayed a bit to be done right or focused on something more important at the moment.
Raids is one of the things that I'm hoping to hear a little, just a tiny bit about today is in-game raid.
Yeah. Well, we definitely are working on it. So let me first give a high level of like where we are in our roadmap process. We're in the middle of what we call long-term planning on the team, and this is where we take a look at the next 9 to 12 months and plan things. So what I can give you with high confidence, first off, is December. We're going to have the Winter Convergence Festival, another round of that, and we're going to have a new expedition come out that is pretty freaking cool. We're combining the best parts of Amrine and Starstone into one expedition that's going to be a new mutation in the rotation.
It's going to be a super cool mashup. It's going to be really cool.
And it's not going to be a temporary thing. It's going to be.
Raids is something I'm really waiting for, but there's still not much information on it. Winter Festival event is something that we already anticipated, but I'm still glad to hear it's coming. But also a new expedition. That sounds truly amazing, as I did not expect any content so fast after Brimstone Sands.
Which is the raid. We are for sure working on that cool sandworm into a raid for players, an endgame raid. Very excited.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult. So that is going to show up on the public test realm at some point, and we'll need people to test the heck out of that.
I'll be there.
Because we need it to be near impossible. And that's the plan. Oh, and speaking of the sandworm, your followers and your Twitch chat was wondering if the sandworm damages you at all out in the open world if you happen to come upon it. Most of the time, no. But there are two instances where, yes, the sandworm will damage you, and it's if you happen to be unlucky enough to be standing right over its mouth when it breaches the ground.
Oh my God.
So first example of a raid that we can expect from this type of content will be Sandworm. That sounds really amazing, and maybe even some different type of combat and interactions to do, like using cannons instead of just smashing it with weapons. I wonder if our future raids also will include huge boss battles.
Territory control and some adjustments coming to that system. Is there anything like that coming up on the roadmap?
We're constantly adjusting territory control. There are some changes slated for, the next few, by March for sure, coming in for that. Do you have any specifics on that, Katie?
So we are adjusting some of the money that's going around. Those adjustments have already been announced and are in the recent update by the time that this goes live. But then there's even more that we're doing and hunting down, like how you can influence how you assert your influence in the open world, and how you can deck for the wars, and how many folks need to be slotted from your company. These are all things that we're chasing down. But as Scott said, it's not something for right now. It's something that we are planning and actively working on.
I'm glad that they're working on this and have more changes planned to make it more fair and balanced, as from what I've seen, this has been quite an issue for many servers.
We're working on something we call Springtime Bloom event, which is our first spring event. So we're excited about that. This is a big one for the team. Cross-server OPR.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not just a big one for the team. That's a huge one for the community.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's something that we have been, putting in the framework and what we need to get that in place. And Outpost Rush, there's a lot of talk about what we should have be the first mode that we can manage. And I was harping on Outpost Rush being it because I was in a lower pop server for quite some time. And, it took a while for those queues to pop. So, now we don't really have that same problem, but it's good to be able to have those queues popping super fast. And with cross-server for Outpost Rush, it's gonna. So it's super exciting.
What's great about that is once we have Outpost Rush working and tuned well, then we can apply that technology to other instanced modes, which is going to be really exciting.
I love events, and it's so great to hear there's going to be a new one in spring. But cross-server outpost rush is something we definitely needed, and I'm so happy we listened to community.
Gear set management systems.
Yeah.
No, it's tough, even having 3 gear sets that you're managing. And I know some people have like 12, 13 that they're trying to carry. It's hard, and we understand that. And this is one we're taking a little slowly because we want to make sure that we make it much better and easy and something so you can really quickly switch, and it's got to feel good, and that's the most important.
Gear loadouts is something I needed really bad at this point. The longer I play New World, the more necessary it seems to be. I can't imagine how hard it is for people that have been playing this game for a year.
We have a couple more expeditions that are being worked on, and these are featuring the Varangian Knights, so it's going to be a little different. Those will be coming in, next year, but we're very excited about those. We are making improvements to Group Finder. We've seen, it's helped a lot in getting people together, but we want to make it even more streamlined and make some improvements there. And the last thing we're working on is kind of a big deal. It's something I've wanted to get to for a long, long time. I think it's super important, and I think it's going to be an end game amongst itself, which is transmog.
Not only that we are getting a new expedition this winter, but we are also working on even more of them already. This sounds super promising. Hopefully we can release them soon and not too late in next year. And improving Group Finder is really needed. To be able to find all expeditions in one window would work so much better, or even cross-server matchups, if we implement it the same way what we are planning for Outpost Rush. And transmogs is such a good news. This game definitely needs a way to be able to collect and apply different armor skins, as there are so many cool designs.
I think barbershop's a really important feature. It's not something that we're actively working toward right now, but long term, I think the game, it's going to have to happen at some point.
Barbershop sounds like a simple thing, but eventually I would like to see it in the game.
So Fresh Start Worlds. This new campaign is called Return to Eternum, or I lovingly call it Returnum to Eternum. And we're going to bring groups of, you like that, right?
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Returnum to Eternum.
Nailed
Very good,
it.
Greg.
Very good, yes.
Thank
very
you.
good.
Thank you. I try to get a dad joke in there as much as I can.
Oh, man.
So we're going to be bringing these teams of content creators together from around the world. We're going to have teams from North America, Europe, LATAM, and we're going to be putting them into their own private environment. And there'll be 3 captains per team. And so we'll have 4 teams. It's going to get complicated, so stay with me.
Right. I'm like, what do you
Each team is going to have their own world, so they're going to be trying to accomplish a series of objectives in that world. And as they, think of them as bingo card lists of objectives. So Team 1 completes 6 of the 8 bingo card objectives. They are now done with that list, and they move on to the next list, which has a harder set of objectives. There are 4 sets of objectives, again, ranging from easiest to hardest. The really cool part is each one of these objective bingo card lists is tied to a specific Twitch drop. So all the teams are going to start with Twitch drop 1, which would be a cool item. The first team that completes that list of objectives and it flips to the next list of objectives, they then move on to the next Twitch drop, an even cooler item. So then the teams behind, kind of lights a fire under them. It's really about each of these teams trying to be the first team that gets to the next Twitch drop.
Yeah.
And talking to Phil, we've got some awesome Twitch drops that we're going to be using for this event.
This sounds like a good idea for content creators and to get more people watching New World content. However, it seems a bit unclear with these Twitch drops. Are they only for these content creators, or will their viewers also be able to get it? If not, it makes it quite exclusive drops and less exciting for me at least.
So we are going to have like a group, basically if you're in a 3-person group, you're going to be matched up against other 3-person groups. So we're going to try to get that to happen there. And then if you're solo queue or 2 queue, you're going to go into a separate queue. So it should kind of get you away from it going against the 3 stacks, which will help that a little bit. We're also going to look into gear score scaling. So they get people a little closer. So it's not going to, make everybody even, but it will get people closer in power level. So once you're in there, you'll go up to 600, and no matter what gear score you're at. I imagine you guys are already at 625, but for everybody else, they'll be going up to 600 to get a little closer. You'll still have a little bit of advantage of the 25 there for people that are above it.
Matchmaking for Arena based on gear score is something I wanted since I reached level 60 and got destroyed by every matchup.
The final thing we really have for you guys is Practice Wars. They've been kind of teased a little bit, but when can the community kind of expect that we can see these Practice Wars kind of coming into live?
This one's not on the roadmap right this second, but it is definitely something that we all really agree that we should have for many, many reasons. You know, we want to give more content to more players. We want to give companies a chance to experience war and practice and get their skills up in it.
Practice wars would be a good way for people to learn mechanics and what they should be doing in the wars. I definitely had no idea when I joined my first ones, and I was just running around like headless chicken.
Any additional crafting skills that are coming to New World in the upcoming future?
Got ideas.
We could edit it out.
We have ideas, but I think one of my favorite parts about New World as a game in general is how good I think our trade skill section is. Getting lost in the open world, like it's literally fun to chop down a tree, like in our game, which is hard to say for other games I've played. And so we definitely want to continue to support that. Nothing specific to really say, but we are taking inspiration from other open world games and some of our favorite experiences we've had over the years as gamers ourselves, and like trying to figure out what does that mean in a tournament. It's a very elusive answer, but it's just, I will say trade skills is something we're going to continue to support for a long time.
It's definitely good to hear that you have new ideas for more crafting skills, professions, and getting inspired by other games. This developer update got me really excited and looking forward to upcoming months. I hope this video was useful and you enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. If you made it so far, you can always like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell if you want to see more New World content. I will see you next time in Eternum.